Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. I hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Not as wet today as the weather that we had the last couple days. Dry things out, at least for the day today, but we are keeping our eye on more rain chances potentially heading our way as we head into Thursday and Friday. Something we'll take a look at here as we dive into the forecast. Starting off first with the look at the Lincoln Weather Almanac from yesterday, 78 and 52, your high and low. Again, both of those a little bit below normal. Officially 85 hundredths of inch of moisture here at the Lincoln Airport. So some very beneficial rain, but again, still well short of where we should be. Again, year to date, still more than 4 inches below normal. So again, while we certainly appreciate the wet weather we've seen over the last week to 10 days, again, unfortunately, we still need more. Again, we were that far behind. So again, still need some more moisture, but we are going to be seeing those rain chances again, at least into Thursday and Friday. Not necessarily as widespread as what we had over the last couple days, but again, we'll take what we can get. So you look at your weather headlines for the day today. Again, mostly sunny, warmer conditions expected. Those rain chances Thursday and Friday, as I mentioned. Then some of those summertime temperatures returning again, as yesterday certainly did not feel like early June with temperatures in the mid-50s with steady light rain through a good chunk of the day. Did not feel again like June at all. But again, we're going to see those temperatures back into the 80s, maybe even 90s. As we head over the next week to 10 days or so. So we do have that to look forward to. And a little bit on the chilly side for some spots across the state early this morning. Low temperatures down to the upper 30s for Valentine and Thedford. Low 40s in North Platte. Upper 40s in the Tri-Cities and down to 46 at the Lincoln Airport this morning. So a cool morning. Across the Lincoln Metro and the Tempest weather stations, temperatures ranged anywhere from the mid-40s to the low 50s. And right now, again, some cloud cover across western Nebraska, but mainly clear skies right now here in the capital city. And temperatures warming up nicely, 66 at the airport and 66 here in Midtown Lincoln. Dew points are comfortably in the mid-50s, and the winds are very light just out of the north and west at around 3 miles an hour. So again, a pretty comfortable start to our Wednesday. Temperatures on the Tempest weather stations across town generally sitting in the mid and upper 60s, and temperatures across the state, across the eastern half of the state in the lower to middle 60s, anywhere from the low 50s to the low 60s across western Nebraska. And again, western Nebraska will be cooler today. They're going to see a lot more cloud cover than I think we are in the eastern half of the state, and so that will hold temperatures down for those locations. Dew point numbers aren't too bad, 40s and 50s out there. So again, not much in the way of any humidity, and winds are very light across the state. Again, generally less than 5 miles an hour for most locations. Satellite radar picture again showing clouds, and even some areas of light rain across parts of the Sandhills and the Panhandle. That'll be the trend as we head through the day today. Again, cloudy conditions off to the west, a little bit more sunshine across the eastern sections of the state. If you look at the visible satellite imagery, again, we can see that picture. Some filtered sunshine, high cloud cover kind of stretching across parts of southeastern, east central Nebraska, with some thicker cloud cover across the western half of the state. So again, we'll call it mostly to partly sunny as we head through the morning into the afternoon for Lincoln and eastern Nebraska, but likely partly to mostly cloudy for the western sections of the state. Zoom out, look at a regional view. That slow-moving front that brought in, again, the severe weather and a lot of rain, again, over the last day or so, slowly continues to push off to the east now. Again, you can see it stretch basically from Michigan down through Illinois, Missouri, down into parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma, areas of showers and some thunderstorms along that front. Back behind it, again, a few showers, a few clouds, but overall pretty quiet conditions. You zoom out, look at a national view, again, have that line of showers along the front, also have some rain down across parts of Florida into the southeast, but overall things are pretty quiet for most of the country. You look at the weather alerts, have some flood watches for parts of the desert southwest, some tropical moisture across the area, again, could lead to some spots of heavy rain down there across parts of New Mexico, Arizona, and parts of Nevada and California. Still have some air quality alerts, though, for the upper Midwest. Again, parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, much of Iowa. Again, still dealing with some areas of... Excuse me, had that tickle in my nose for the last couple of minutes. Might have another one here in just a second, but... Excuse me. Air quality alerts in place for Iowa, again, Wisconsin, and parts of Minnesota. Nothing, though, yet for eastern Nebraska, but that is certainly something we'll continue to keep an eye on. And again, you can still see there's a few flood watches down across parts of Missouri and some flood warnings and advisories down across parts of southeast Kansas from all the moisture that they've seen over the last couple days. So we check out Skycast as we head through the day today. Again, clouds generally going to remain across the western half of the state with a few showers possible through the day today. But across eastern Nebraska, I think as we we head into this afternoon. We'll call it mostly to partly cloudy, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, but dry. Again, any rain should remain across the western third of the state into this evening. Again, conditions are pretty quiet, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, but then into the day on Thursday, clouds are going to roll back in, and I think most of the state is going to be looking at a mostly cloudy day as we head through the day on your Thursday, and then we're going to see a chance for some showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms as we head through the day on Thursday. Again, not necessarily going to be widespread across the state, not necessarily going to be looking at a ton of rain out of this, but again, we'll just watch out for it as we head through the day on your Thursday. Don't think it'll really impact too many plans for us. And then as we head Thursday into the day on Friday, I think we're looking for similar conditions with partly to mostly cloudy skies across the state through the day. Small chance for some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms through the day on your Friday as well. Eventually, we'll see that cloud cover begin to kind of clear out as we head into the weekend, where we should be seeing more sunshine across the state. As far as precip potential over the next 3 days, expecting it to be fairly light, especially for the eastern sections of the state. Central and western Nebraska could be seeing maybe up to a quarter, maybe a half an inch of rainfall, again with some showers passing through over the next several days. But again, by far and away, most of the moisture that we're going to be seeing across the region over the next several days is going to stay to our south, across those areas that have already seen, again, very active track over the last several months, down across parts of Kansas, Missouri, and then up into Illinois, Indiana. And then if you look at the precip potential over the next week, again, active track, and most of the moisture is going to stay well down to our south and off to our south and east. As far as the severe weather outlook for today, again, eastern Nebraska, not expecting anything. Western Nebraska could see an isolated thunderstorm, but not expecting anything severe for the day tomorrow. Parts of western and southwestern Nebraska do have a marginal risk for severe weather, so can't rule out an isolated strong storm in those areas. But again, most areas likely going to be dealing with just some showers, maybe a few isolated general thunderstorms. And then into the day on Friday, again, that severe weather threat stays down to our south. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm, but again, at this point, at this time, not expecting anything severe. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, statewide view. As we head through the day today, again, clouds and maybe some spotty light rain across the western sections of the state with mostly cloudy skies. Eastern Nebraska seeing more sunshine, maybe some filtered sunshine at times, but by 10 o'clock tonight, we should be looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy, dry conditions across the state. And then mostly cloudy skies return as we head into the day on your Thursday. That should persist through the balance of the day on your Thursday. And again, a few spotty showers, isolated thunderstorms can't be ruled out. Again, can't rule out maybe a strong storm or two in far western and southwestern Nebraska, but here in Lincoln and across eastern Nebraska, not expecting any severe weather. And then into the day on Friday, again, mostly cloudy skies, a few spotty showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder can't be ruled out across the state. So temperatures today, again, cooler in the west where they'll only reach the 60s to low 70s. We're going to go 70s to maybe up to the upper 70s, near 80 degrees for eastern Nebraska. Here in Lincoln, we'll say 78 degrees. Depends on how much kind of high cloud cover kind of filters in. That may knock off a few degrees into this afternoon. 75 in Grand Island, 70 in North Platte this afternoon. Low temperatures tonight, not quite as cool. We'll go upper 40s to upper 50s. High temperatures Thursday, again, with the added cloud cover, will be a little bit cooler. We'll say low 60s to low 70s across the state. Warmest readings in eastern Nebraska. Here in Lincoln, we're still expecting to get into the low 70s tomorrow afternoon, but mid to upper 60s for the Tri-Cities, low 60s in North Platte. Into Friday morning, mid 40s to mid to upper 50s across the state. And then temperatures rebound at least a little bit, a few degrees into Friday afternoon. Still staying a few degrees below normal, though, for us here in eastern Nebraska. But look for highs in the upper 60s to upper 70s. Falls City will stay up to around 80 degrees on Friday. Saturday morning, it's upper 40s to upper 50s again. And then we finally see more seasonal, maybe not above average temperatures return into the weekend, reaching the lower to middle 80s on Saturday, and then into Sunday morning, again, it's mid 50s to low 60s, and then again, mid 70s to low to mid 80s on Sunday as well. So again, some warmer temperatures in the forecast for us there, and we can see in the 10-day forecast period, certainly into the middle and end of the week next week, it looks like we could finally see some warmer conditions return to the area, especially again for Lincoln and eastern sections of the state. Precip or dew points again look like be fairly manageable for us over the course of the next week to 10 days. Precip chances, again, we can see a decent chance Thursday, and then we'll have another chance Friday. Small chances this weekend, but only 20%. Looks generally dry through the first half of the week next week before those rain chances creep back into the forecast late next week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This takes us June 11th through June 17th. Again, already through the middle part of June. Again, tends to favor above average temperatures across the region, and at least for western Nebraska. Right now, long-range pattern favoring wetter than normal conditions across the western third of the state. One thing we'll keep an eye on during this period, though, is the Weather Prediction Center with the National Weather Service has outlined at least parts of eastern Nebraska for slight risk of some excessive heat. Again, we have some of our long-range models around the 13th, 14th, 15th time frame in that area, with temperatures potentially, well into the 90s, potentially flirting with triple digits. Again, that's still a long ways off, but that's certainly a pattern and some signals that we're watching. And again, long-range models hinting at some of those summer-like conditions building back into the area, at least again, especially for the eastern half of the state. So that's something we'll keep a close eye on here over the next several days. So again, make sure you keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest forecast details. Otherwise, pretty quiet weather for us as we head into the day today, but mostly cloudy skies. Those at least small chances for showers and thunderstorms return into the forecast for the day tomorrow. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.